This is CPE 133, Digital Design. This is some of the administrative issues for the course, and that's a quick course overview. Today we are going to take care of administrative tasks, take roll, stuff like that, deal with ads, go over the syllabus, and then a short lecture for the day, which covers a couple of the first chapters. As far as DEI goes, it used to be a popular thing, but local, national, political politics has kind of made it less important or less whatever. My issue with DEI is I am going to do my best to support everyone and anyone who needs help with the course material. Big issues at Cal Poly is it's a named school, and can be kind of intimidating. I encourage you not to buy into the hype at all. Don't let anything tweak you. We are all working hard to do the best we can here. We're all working together to do this. Generally speaking, your hard work is rewarded. Don't ever let other people's knowledge or position intimidate you. People know stuff due basically to their hard work. You're not anything less because you don't know that stuff. You're just maybe not as far down the same road as those other people. Personal information, I thought this might help to get to know me, whatever, so I'm not a big stranger here. I went through K through 12 in a super isolated town. It was quite white, not diverse at all. The curriculum was super boring. It was unchallenged and all those things like that. Since I discovered music when I was 16 and ended up working as a musician and working at a grocery store for 6 years. Later, when I was about 22, I started in academia. I started working towards being an engineer. When I was 25, I came to Cal Poly. Cal Poly, or academia in general. Ton of pressure at all levels, but everyone's always testing you, see if you're good enough, etc. And I just don't agree with that, so don't be intimidated by that. I actually work as a woodworker and particularly as a luthier, so I will fix your violin if it needs fixing. Or if your bow needs rehairing, I can rehair it. My only requirement for this course is that you learn the course material by the time of the final exams. I don't really care how you learn it. I do have one issue here that we'll go over later. As a student, I got decent grades, but the problem is I didn't learn anything. And so as a teacher, I'm going to prevent you from doing what I did, and that was just getting good grades without learning the material. You got to learn the material. I'm going to test it on the material. I blame the fact that the teachers just didn't present it right. I was really good at predicting what would be on the exams, and I was really good at memorization. It's not going to work in this class. Think of something else. Respect policy is that only thing I want of you is to be silent if I'm talking. Not silent, but you can talk to whatever, do whatever you want, but just do it silently. So if you need to work on your computer or your phone or anything, just do it silently if I'm talking. Otherwise, I don't consider it disrespectful if you're working on something else. I'm going to lecture to you. It's something that it's your choice to listen to or not. But if you're not listening to it, just kind of be quiet. Cheating policy. I know there's lots of old work out there. I, as a student, had a lot of people's old work, and I used it to help me learn in most cases. And that's the issue. I don't really care that much about it. But what I am really have an issue with is plagiarism. So if you do submit someone else's work and I catch you on that, and I don't look for it, but sometimes it's really obvious. That's cheating to me, and that's the really only thing I can't stand for. So my quirks are I do have bad hearing. I do have hearing aids, but they're just limited in how much they can work. I want you to treat each other and me, and I will treat you with respect. And most importantly, don't come to class if you're sick. If I get sick, I'm not powering through it. I'm taking the time off, staying at home, and healing. So the big problems for 133, as I see them, is that students are used to just looking for a formula to plug into to get the answer. Well, it's really not going to work in this class because this is a design course. There's no one correct solution for digital problems. There's actually many solutions. Some are optimal, some are less optimal, depending on what you're designing for. I cannot give you the list of rules on how to do design. It's a personal process. It's a personal learning thing. So keep in mind, you're on the road to learn something new. So Cal Poly is a lot harder than high school and community college. I was a community college student, and I was kind of top the line. When I came to Cal Poly, I was struggling to be average. So don't put off learning the course material. I'm a little bit flexible on deadlines and that type of thing, but what you'll find, if you fall behind, you won't catch back up. You need to ask questions in this course. The lectures aren't going to cover everything. The book covers everything, but I don't have the class time to lecture on everything in the book. So if you're not understanding something, you need to ask questions. And remember, it's really, in the end, a matter of what you learn. It's not how much you study or how hard you study or something like that. It's really going to be how much you learn, and that's what I'm going to do my best to test you on. Typical day in class is short lecture, do some examples. In theory, I expect you to have done the reading and looked at the videos in advance. It's kind of a flipped class, but I know people don't do that, so just do the best you can. If there's an experiment, I'm going to give you an introduction to it, and then try to quit talking as fast as possible to give you time to work on the experiments and ask plenty of questions on this one. So the quiz day, which is Friday, I usually just try to talk less that day. And the issue is I'd rather just sit down and help you with the quiz questions. Keep in mind that it's a design course, and designing is a process. It is circular. It's not linear, which means you're expected to make mistakes. So you make a mistake, you go back and fix it, and then move forward from that. My opinion is you learn the most from making a mistake, and it's almost the only time you really learn something is when you make a mistake and correct it. And mistakes are part of the process. It's not that you're dumb or something. It's expected that you're going to make mistakes. And it doesn't really matter how many mistakes you make in week 1 or anything like that. It's not going to count against you in week 11. The course in general starts slow and it picks up fast. Don't be tricked by that. When the labs start, you're learning digital design and Verilog simultaneously, which is kind of problematic, but at some point you're expected to know it, and then it picks up pretty fast. Don't fall behind. So digital design, what is it? It is a way to solve problems using digital circuits. Many ways to solve problems. Digital design is one way to solve problems. As far as digital design goes, I see 3 main areas for digital design, which is designing a PC board, designing an IC, or designing something for a programmable logic device, and which we'll be doing in this class. So this class focuses on programmable logic device, which is going to be an FPGA, and we'll learn all about that later. And that's it, folks.